Welcome back to the Sanctuary, Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn, and our trip down memory lane. Cruzik X here. Now, before I get into the rules, I'm going to say that these last couple of episodes are going to be packed with everything that I've had to deal with in a trip down memory in the second half of 2.5. So we're gonna cover a lot. I'm gonna try to get through a lot of it. So I'm hoping that maybe we're only gonna do maybe 2 or 3 episodes more. We'll see what happens. Anyway, recapping the rules. Playing as Chris Valentine is on New Game Plus. Playing as Warrior, Meteor's job in the promotional trailer for A Realm Reborn. Playing through duty support or solo. And finally, wearing quest or patch level appropriate gear. Last episode, we mourned the loss of Moonbrita, who sacrificed herself to destroy the Ascian known as Nabriales. Everyone's grieving in their own way, but no time to grieve for us, because we've got work to do. We're going to talk to Minfilia and complete the quest, the level 50 quest, Mask of Grief.
Have you a moment, Chris? I believe Ida wished a word with you. I should consider it a personal favor if you would lend a sympathetic ear to her troubles. She has not been herself since Moonbrita's passing, and my heart aches to see her so downcast.
Ida?
Hey, it's Chris! Great! Oh, it's no use. I'm trying to stay positive, but it's just hard, you know? The thing is, I know Moon would tell me off if she saw me moping around like this. Which is why I decided to cheer myself up by getting her a special flower. I placed an order for a moon daisy with Rowena a little while ago, and it's ready to be picked up. The trouble is, I find Rowena a bit difficult at the best of times, and, well, this isn't one of them. I know it's silly, but I just can't face it at the moment. So I was wondering, do you think you could maybe collect it for me? I have the coin to pay for the flower right here. Thank you so much. I'll be waiting for you and the daisy at Rathfrost.
I don't really need the mount to go up the hill, but I'm doing it anyway because I want to get done with this. You know? What can I do? What can I do for you today, adventurer? Eldritch ticket to trade? Eh? They've got you running errands now. Scions really know how to make the most of your talents, don't they? Sending the savior of Eorzea to the bleeding market. Fine use of your time, that is. Seriously, though, you'd best learn how to say no, or they'll have you mucking out the chocobo stables next. Anyway, what was it you were here to pick up? The moon daisy, was it? Yeah, then take it. Until that last Ida, I've got a wide selection of headwear in stock. If she ever decides to replace that dowdy old mask of hers. Odds knows she needs to. Morena's actually done a change a bit. I want to show that outfit off right quick. Let me rewind a little bit. But yeah, back in Heaven's Ward, she did wear They used to make her wear different outfits. I don't know why they changed that. Anyway. Off to Rathfrost. I said it before and I'm gonna say it again. Flying just makes everything a lot easier. Especially since I always lost my way in the tangle. Yeah.
Ugh! Marina can be so annoying! She just will not take no for an answer. Every time I visit her, she insists I replace my visor with something more fashionable. And then when I tell her I like it just fine the way it is, she says it again. And then again. And then again. It drives me crazy. What I mean to say is, I really appreciate you doing this for me. So anyway, let's see it. And Brita loves these things, you know. I hope that somewhere, somehow, she knows I'm still thinking of her.
I'll never forget you, Moon. None of us will.
The song riseth to a crescendo.
Is that what I think it is?
Yep.
Hello, can you hear me? We have received grave tidings from Ishgard. Pray return to the Rising Stones at once.
On our way. Into the Solar we go. Oh, for now. Whoops, skipped the line. My apologies for the interruption. I was deeply saddened to learn of Moonbreeder's passing. Her loss will be sorely felt. Alas, recent developments in Ishgard leave us with little time to mourn. The envoy from Kurthus will soon arrive. We must hasten to hear her report. The envoy is here. I thank you for receiving me at such short notice. Time is of the essence, so I would forgo the usual pleasantries if I may.
Certainly. You come with news of the Dravanians?
Aye. The dragons have begun their attack in earnest. The first wave reached the Central Highlands a short while ago, and the battle was joined soon thereafter. Sir Emmerich himself sallied forth with a contingent of temple knights and several companies of the noble house's finest. Though the beasts were ultimately forced into retreat, our victory, if such it may be called, came at the cost of many of our own. Too many. We will not withstand a second wave should the Dravanians renew their assault. You paint a grim picture, my lady. Is it reinforcements you seek, then? We do. Though it pricks our pride, 'tis plain we cannot protect Ishgard with our ranks thus thinned by the Horde. The Emmerich would meet with you to discuss the possibility of enlisting your aid. Very well. I shall depart for Kurthus at once. I must warn you, however, that the involvement of the Crystal Braves is by no means assured. Our commitment to quelling the unrest in Uldar must take precedent. It is with such contingencies in mind that I must make another request. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn are known for sharing close ties with all three of the grand companies of Eorzea. Would you consent to plead our case to their leaders? Though I will gladly appeal to the grand companies on your behalf, I dare not promise a favorable reply. You need say no more. Considering our past dealings with the Eorzean Alliance, I can well imagine how our plea will be received. But the fate of Ishgard hangs in the balance. We must explore every avenue still open to us, no matter how unpromising. I see. Very well. I shall send envoys to each of the allied nations and have them present your request directly to the heads of the grand companies. In the event that your plea does receive a favorable answer, know that any support is certain to be conditional. Demands will be made of Ishgard. That is only to be expected. Rest assured that I speak with Sir Emmerich's authority in this matter, and that our actions are fully sanctioned by the Holy See. Which brings me to my final request. A personal appeal to you, Warrior of Light. The Lord Commander much desires to speak with you, regardless of your fellow's involvement. You faced Midgard Zorma and survived. Anything you can share of your experience may yield us an advantage over our foe. Thank you. You wear the mantle of hero well. It would seem the road leads us both to Camp Dragonhead. Seek me out when you arrive, Chris. Oop, cutscene. I don't know, maybe it's just the lighting and the graphical update.
The sons must answer for their father's misdeeds. Only then will the cycle be broken. Brothers and sisters of the heavens, we raise our voices and join you in the chorus. The sinner's feeble magics are undone. Come, claim your retribution.
That's no bueno. Come on, let me teleport off to Dragonhead. Lot to do, only a little time to do it. Alpha no? It seems I was the swifter, Chris. You two, however, have arrived with time to spare, for our host has yet to make an appearance. The murmurings of our camp tell of some manner of trouble at the gates of judgment. In the Lord Commander's absence, I suggest we visit the place and find out what is afoot. All right. Talk to these guys. Gates of Judgment are much more than mere doors. They are the outermost layer of Ishgard's magical wards. First line of defense can be so easily shattered. I laid eyes upon Lady Highsheart, but the marrow freeze within my bones. Heretic scum! How dare they meddle with our divine protections! I shall rid our nation of their blasphemy, even if it means cutting them down one by one! We need not fret over much. There are yet several layers of arcane protection that shield the city from invasion. Mother will be fine. Would seem the heretic struck the first and most telling blow against Ishgard. Scions, we expected you at Camp Dragonhead. My apologies. We chanced to hear that there had been trouble at the gates and thought it prudent to investigate the cause. Then you have learned of the heretic's treachery. Lady Iceheart led a force of her followers against our defenders and came close enough to dispel the first of our wars. But let us speak of more of this back at the camp. Sir Emmerich awaits you. Lady Iceheart has grown bold indeed if she would risk direct action against the city. Come, let us do as we were bid and return to Camp Dragonhead. Lord Haurchefant will know where Sir Emmerich means to receive us. Okay. It's reassuring indeed to behold the countenance of a friend when one's homeland teeters on the very brink of disaster. Though a simple misstep could send us plunging into the abyss, your heroic presence stokes the flames of courage within my heart. Ah, but you did not come to Dragonhead to listen to my prattling. The Lord Commander has arrived and would treat with you in the intercessory. Part of me wishes they had shortened up this area 2.5. I thank you for coming with such haste, and apologize for my absence. Suffice it to say, Lady Iceheart and her heretics have much to answer for. Yes, we are but recently returned from the gates of judgment ourselves. Given the circumstances, we quite understand if you would prefer to postpone our appointed audience. On the contrary, Master Alvin, I think it more important than ever that this meeting take place. Rest assured, I shall return to my post on Ishgard's walls the moment our business is complete. Before we move on to the subject of reinforcements, however, I would introduce you to a close friend, stalwart ally. Estinian. I kind of miss a Realm Reborn Estinian. Only slightly. Only because his armor looked better back then. I present to you Ishgard's Azure Dragoon. An impressive title, though I confess I know precious little of the Order of Dragoons. They are formidable warriors all. Yet even among such masters of the lands, Estinian is without equal. He, out of all the warriors of Ishgard, was chosen to wield the power of dragons, and may thus contend with any Dravanian. You flatter me overmuch, Lord Commander. If I was ever without equal, I am no longer. Okay, pause for a second because this is important. If you have done the Dragoon quest line and completed it, you are getting the line that is shown in the top gameplay. So I'm going to read that one out anyway. If I was ever without equal, I am no longer. My fellow Azure Dragoon here will attest. Be at ease, Chris. I did not come to challenge you. Well, now that we have all been introduced, let us proceed to the matter at hand. I would share with you what we have learned of Iceheart's design, confessed by the heretics taken captive after the assault on the gates. It would seem that Lady Iceheart and the Dravanians share a common goal, the reclamation of Nidhogg's stolen eye. Nidhogg, one of the 7 great worms. His name features prominently in your nation's history. Though once defeated by the hero Haldrath, the beast is said to have terrorized Kurthus since Ishgard's founding. Aye, many are the scars our walls bear from Nidhogg's relentless efforts to raise the city. The trophy Haldrath plucked from the bested worm's skull, known simply as the Eye, is a treasured relic of Ishgard, and one possessed of untold power. Should it ever be returned to Nidhogg, the dread creature would be restored to the height of his strength. And then no wall or ward we could erect would be stout enough to deny him. My vengeful son hath waged a war against Ishgard for 1,000 years. No mortal mind could comprehend the depths of his rancor. The eye itself is secreted deep within the vault. It is kept under heavy guard, surrounded at all times by men and women who have proven their loyalty to the Holy See. Those stout walls and sharp blades may suffice to discourage the heretic. The dragons are another matter. There are individuals within the Dravanian horde whom an entire company of knights would labor to repel, to say nothing of Nidhogg himself. The Order's age robbed them of their strength. For the countless endless march of years dragons endure, patient, calculated, inexorable. You must understand, these creatures do not share our perception of time. And that is especially true of the great worms, they who spend centuries in slumber, only to wake and resume their campaign as if mere hours had passed. It has been 20 years since Nidhogg last darkened our skies. 20 years for him to gather his strength, and for us to bolster our defenses. And now, just as he seems primed to return, the heretics strike at the gates. You believe that Lady Iceheart is in league with the creature, then? Of that we cannot be certain. Though we know the heretics covet the eye, we have been unable to determine their plans for it. Such questions aside, we must needs address the ragged hole their mistress has seen fit to rend in Ishgard's protections. It is a weakness the Dravanians are not like to leave untested. So it would seem. You have described your plight in admirable detail, Lord Commander. Yet I cannot help but wonder at your candor. Why share such sensitive information with us? I shall speak plain. Ishgard has need of allies, and I would have you bolster our front lines in readiness for the coming battle against the dragons. This much I expected. Unlike our arrangement concerning the Keeper of the Lake, however, only you stand to benefit from our assistance in this matter. I fail to see why we should intervene in a conflict which concerns only Ishgard and Dravania. When the Eorzean Alliance requested Ishgard's assistance during Operation Archon, you refused us. Does it not seem grossly unjust to demand that we now risk our lives in your private war? I make no attempt to defend my country's conduct. I only ask that you consider what would follow were Ishgard to fall. Having razed our city to the ground, the Horde would have little cause to linger, and most would return to their lairs in Dravania. Soon thereafter, the ruins of Kurthus would be buried in snow, and the land would become the sole province of beasts and wild men and beast men. Until the Garleans' arrival, that is. For you may be certain that the Empire would not hesitate to claim Kurthus. They would not even have to draw steel. An imperial province sharing a border with Mordona. 7 hells. Ahem. Very well. We will assist you in repelling the dragons. The roar of a great worm may have shaken the firmament, but if we of Eorzea will not abandon our Ishgardian brothers to face the coming horde alone. Nor did I ever think you would. Now, upon the matter of the roar. Allow me, Sir Emmerich. Through the power of the Eye, I have become the vessel of Nidhogg's strength. His essence has stolen into my very blood. Fear not. I am in full control of my faculties, I assure you. The Eye itself is of no relevance to this tale. It is not essential that I bear it with me wheresoever I go. Its lingering influence does, however, allow me to hear Nidhogg's voice.
Then the worm who roared
was Nidhogg, aye. He means to hurl his horde against Doniphan's collar, shatter the remaining wards that protect the city. There can be no doubt, Worm has summoned his minions to war.
Though circumstances are far from ideal, this desperate endeavor will at least provide us an opportunity to bring the sister states of Eorzea together in common cause. Sir Emmerich was more ruthless in his negotiations than I had anticipated. I suppose one must give no quarter when one's home is at stake. But did you see the look on his face when he formally requested our assistance? Though the Lord Commander has long campaigned for Ishgard to open its gates to outsiders, I suspect this softening of the Holy See's attitude towards foreign cooperation comes as something of a bittersweet victory. Days ahead promise to be interesting indeed. Alright, let's continue, because... Wait, did I? Yeah, 106. Okay.
Sorry, had to remember where I was. Okay, let's continue with the quest line. If we are to aid the Ishgardians in this war of theirs, preparations will have to be made, and soon. Before proceeding, however, we must needs return to the Rising Stones and make our report to the antecedent. Alright, into the Solar. Oh yeah, these episodes. Ophelia?
Alphino, it is good to
Thank
see you.
you.
Tell me, what have you learned?
Pray summon the others. Everyone must hear my report.
So this was all but a taste of what's to come.
Indeed. The main host advances upon Ishgard as we speak.
Whose vaunted defenses have been nullified.
Shorn of its wards, the city will bear the full force of Nidhogg's fury.
Yep.
All those people.
Alphino is right. The Dravanians cannot be allowed to prevail. If Ishgard falls, all of Eorzea will suffer the consequences.
Then you agree that we have no choice but to intervene. For the good of the realm, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn and the Crystal Braves must join the defense of Ishgard.
Let there be no ambiguity about what has been proposed. We would be directly intervening in the war. But if all here believe the cause to be just, then to war we shall go.
Damn straight.
The path we now embark upon is perilous, but I pray you will walk with us to the end. For those we have lost, for those we can yet save.
Then it is settled. I shall inform the Council of our intentions and request that they contribute their own forces to the defense of Ishgard.
Okay. I don't know why it looked so miserable back then. Viola ain't having it. All right, let's continue.
I have bid the Archons travel to their assigned nations. Should the members of the Alliance agree to pledge Grand Company soldiers to Ishgard's cause, our comrades will be on hand to act as intermediaries for the duration of the conflict. The small matter of persuading the Alliance leaders to grant such support, I leave to I would have you reach out to your fellow adventurers and gather what allies you may for the coming siege. I would also have you consider the matter of our own security. Revenant's Toll is but a short flight from the snowfields of Kurthus. It is not it is not unimaginable that the fighting may spill across the border. Pray, brief Slaftborn on the brewing conflict and discuss potential contingency. The frontier settlers must be prepared for aught that might wing its way over our walls. I only hope that such precautions prove unnecessary. Before you leave, might I suggest that you have Tataru accompany you? She has a talent for administration and a firm grasp of the practical challenges we may encounter. We are rather close to Kurthus, aren't we? We'd best see to our own defenses and take stock of our supplies. Oh, and we'll also need to have beds and bandages laid out just in case. A good receptionist is ready for any eventuality. Let's go, Chris. I have 101 things to discuss with Slaftborn.
Part of me wishes we didn't have so many quests in this last part. I appreciate the warning. War is coming to Kurthus and the toll must be made ready. I'll increase the number of patrols and lookouts immediately. I'll also see about finding room for an infirmary, as well as temporary housing for victims of the conflict. Ishgard has done well by us in the past. I will return the favor. But as for rounding up volunteers for the fighting itself, I'm afraid I must disappoint you. I will not send my fellow guild members to die on Ishgardian soil. I am certain headquarters will say the same. There will be no official Adventurers Guild presence at this siege. That said, each adventurer is of course free to do as he or she will. I shall have a word with some of my more capable colleagues on your behalf. As you might try your luck here, in Revenant's Toll. I dare say there are a few stout souls about town who will answer to your call for arms.
Let's get started, shall we? We have a town to rescue. Arouse.
Alright, I am not going to... Oh, I guess I have to do the lines. Spare me your talk of glory and fame. I'm not in the habit of volunteering for lost causes. I survived this long by trusting my instincts. My instincts tell me to stay well away from Ishgard. Yol. Ishgard sound like she's in a right mess. But that ain't what I wanted to talk to you about. I need you to cast your mind back to that scuffle with the Empire out by the processing plant. A lad from Little Alamigo by the name of Willwood was there with the Fourth that day. I want to know if you've seen him since. Have you? God damn it. I feared as much. No one's bloody seen him. It's like the ground opened up and swallowed him whole. That ain't all. Around the time Willwood stopped turning up for duty, and black market weapons went missing from our vault in Uldar. So now, of course, half the breed suspect the lad of making off with the goods. Folk like to believe our company is a disciplined fighting force. But as you and me both know, no more than a motley collection of mercenaries, adventurers, and Grand Company veterans. The only thing that binds us together is some vague oath about fighting for the freedom of all. That and the steady pay. Now, Compared to most others in this crew, Wilred's a fresh-faced novice, a bleeding whelp amongst wolves. But the boy's got passion. He talked about being a guardian of Eorzea. He bloody well meant it. A lad like him wouldn't rob us blind and bugger off like that. He ain't the type. Then, this is just between you and me, mind. The fact that the lad wanted to tell me about something queer he'd noticed in the ledgers. Something about the Braves' numbers not adding up. Aye. The villain at the end of this trail I've stumbled upon. I'll bet me good eye it ain't young Wilred. Any road, you've got a water wade, so I'll let you get on. I just thought someone should know. I'll be seeing you, Chris. Alright. The Ishgard seeks sellswords to bolster its ranks, eh? I'm not sure I like the sound of this siege. Those nobles will surely be generous with the rewards. But I pledge myself to God Revenant's Toll. Modest work though it is, I'm loath to break the terms of my contract. What to do? Gotta go inside, I think. Yep. Volunteer my services in defense of Ishgard? I think not. Dragons claim the lives of every one of my brothers. I do not mean to offer them mine. It was to escape such a fate that I took up the mantle of adventure in the first place. I would sooner die in the pursuit of fortune than huddled behind an icy wall. Sell me blade to the Guardians? Oh, them dragons are a fearsome lot. I'd slay me fair share if the coin was good. I've worked for one of them nights before, you know. Watched me like a bloody hawk, he did. Hell, put up with worse than that for a heavy purse. You know what? I should be using my mount for this.
There you are, Chris. So, did you sway any hearts? One or two, eh? Well, added to mine, that makes 3 or 4. Not including Slaffborn's friends. We won't have the largest company in the army, but I'd say one Revenant's Toll veteran is worth a dozen clinking knights at least. I've been caught up with recruiting that I almost forgot. There's been word from Alphino. Apparently, the Alliance leaders are convening in Ul'dah to discuss Ishgard's plight. And they've requested your presence, as usual. Anyway, you'd best make your way to Ul'dah or you'll be late. Alphino said that he would meet you at the Royal Promenade.
Right. Alphino? My apologies for calling you away from your task. I had hoped to proceed with these negotiations one leader at a time, but it seems my urgent request for an audience had prompted a gathering of the council. Needless to say, I felt obliged to attend. The Alliance leaders are already seated within. Let us join them, shall we? Ooh, it is bright.
We are well aware of Ishgard's dilemma, and we agree with your assessment.
Then I trust there are no objections to the Crystal Brave's intervention.
Uldar has none.
Gridania does not object.
The Crystal Braves are yours to command, Alphino. Do what you will. We shall pray for your success.
It was my hope that you would offer more substantial aid than prayer. I know it is within your means.
Do not presume that you have knowledge of our every concern. The Garleans and the Beast Tribes are but two of many. We are not in a position to contribute greatly to the defense of Ishgard, not when our own homes are still under siege.
We dare not leave our interests in Cartano undefended as well. Teleji Adeleji and his ilk would seize control of the territories in our absence.
The enemy is at their gates, and you would cower behind yours?
No one is cowering, boy. We will offer what support we can.
Aye, support. A handful of men and no more.
Would that we could commit more than a token force to this cause. Yet there are others to whom you might turn. The free companies ever want for work.
Yep.
Ah, yes. The free companies. They're not like to turn you down.
I beg your pardon? You would entrust the survival of Ishgard to sell swords?
Yep.
Crises like these are the very reason why this alliance was formed. It is our duty to aid our fellow man.
My duty is to my country and my people. If you expect us to place the welfare of a foreign power above our own, you're going to be sorely disappointed. Lest you doubt, Limsa comes first, then the Alliance, and finally, circumstances permitting, Ishgard and the rest. If you cannot understand so simple a concept, then you have no place at this table.
Forgive me, Admiral. I was careless in my choice of words.
Mm-hmm. Careless.
I suggest you assemble a party of elite adventurers, assuming you haven't already. Your fellows served us well during Operation Archon. I dare say they will do so again.
Yep.
If I may, Your Grace, I wish to propose a redistribution of forces. If we entrust the security of Uldar to the Brass Blades for a time, we can dispatch a larger force to Ishgard. Your Grace?
Yes. Yes, of course. Do what you will.
Yeah, Raubon's got the face of a man who just is not convinced.
Is Her Grace not feeling well?
To the best of my knowledge, Her Grace is in perfect health.
I see. Carry on.
Albon's not convinced. Not for a second. Albino. Once again, I owe you an apology. Seems you have been conscripted into leading a contingent of adventurers on yet another mission of inestimable danger. But I fear we have been left with little alternative. We cannot well abandon Lord Hoshafon and Sir Emmerich to their fate. We must abide by the Council's decision, as short-sighted as it is, and strive to fulfill our roles as Eorzea's guardians. Captain Ilbad, what news? The assault has begun. We have but this moment concluded our audience with the Alliance leaders. Move our forces into position. Your unit will join House Durandar at the Steel Vigil. Man the cannons alongside the knights, and thin the Dravanian horde ere they descend upon Ishgard. I will join you as soon as I am able. Chris, I would have you and your adventurer allies bolster the defenses at the Steps of Faith. First, report to Sir Marceline at the Gates of Judgment, and he will direct you to where you are needed most. May the gods grant us victory. Alright, back to Kurthus. I don't know why we decided to... I think... Wait, did we get our... I think we finally got our thing. I don't remember. You're the appointed captain of the sellsword contingent. Welcome. No shortage of blade work to be done. As we speak, Dravanian skirmishing parties are harrying positions across the Central Highlands. I have assigned the Crystal Braves and your fellow adventurers to contain these scattered attacks. For the present, I would have you join them. This is, of course, merely a precursor to the assault on Ishgard proper. Wily serpents seek to divide and confuse our forces. We will not be so easily drawn out of position. Temple Knights will remain on the Steps of Faith and continue our preparations. The Horde arrives in force, shall face a wall of Ishgardian steel. Report back to me once their advanced skirmishers are slain. I have to go all the way to Whitebrim just to... in a blizzard, no less. That takes care of that. At least I can fly this time. I mean, look at how fast I freaking blaze through that. Oh, whoops. Too far. A little too... Oh, wait. No, not too far. I just wish I weren't doing it in a blizzard. Come on, you bastards. Good night. There we go. That's a lot. A lot easier than when we did it originally. All right, we've taken care of the rabble. Master Lane? What news, adventurer? Reinforcements? Decimated, you say? Bavarian devils! Damn their scaly hides! Hold fast to your grief and fury, sir. We will avenge the death of your fellows in the battle to come. Do it! Ere you commit yourself to the siege, you should know that you should know what it is you are tasked with defending. Beyond the gates of judgment lie the steps of faith, the great bridge of stone that leads directly to the city of Ishgard. More than simply a means to cross the sea of clouds, the bridge serves as a foundation for the arcane wards that form the barrier we call Donovan's Collar. Alas, in dispelling the barrier's outermost layer, a thrice-damned witch Iceheart stripped the bridge of its protection, and thus are the dragons now able to land unhindered upon the steps of faith. Should the Dravanians succeed in destroying the remainder of the wards, the winged devils will be free to swarm within the city itself. Needless to say, we cannot suffer that to happen. It should be our task as defenders to prevent any harm from coming to those parts of the bridge wherein the wards are sealed. 3 yet remain. We have dispatched our forces accordingly. I would ask you and your comrades to accompany our defenders at the outermost ward. I should hope that includes us as well, yes? Oh, Thancred. Okay. So, new lines here. Scions of the Seventh Dawn!
We cannot well stand idly by while the Horde threatens the good people of Ishgard.
Indeed. To do otherwise would go against all that Master Louisoix has taught us.
As for where we may be of most assistance, I think it prudent we divide into 2 groups. Ida and I will join the rear guard. Right. If the dragons should reach us, we'll be sure to give them what for.
Thank you, all of you. Pray, speak with me again when your preparations are complete. Together we shall stand against the Horde. Alright. Let's do this. I trust you're all ready then? Good. Come, let's make for the battlefield.
This is my first time doing the,
This is my first time doing the Steps of Faith instance, so let's see how it differs. We claim victory this day, or Ishgard falls! Accept the fury into your heart and defend this bridge with your life's blood! They need to destroy the walls of Denathan's collar! Let not a single dragon pass!
Let's finish this quickly, shall we?
I shall make it quick.
Have the rear guard ready the cannons! Attacks on the armored dragon! They'll need more than thick hide to prevail over us. What the? Everyone, fall back! Fall back now! God, please! Back! Every turn to ashes! Run! Pull back the artillery! The champion advances! Out of... What is that? Out of the way!
To me!
We're no good to the Holy See dead! Ether, to me! Our foe is formidable. Have care! Do not let it reach the barrier! Hold your ground! Remember what it is we fight for! Oh! There goes barrier one. The first ward has been breached! Fall back and regroup! The battle is not yet lost! We must find Papa Lima. Oh, and regroup. Of course it can never be so easy. Ah! Damn dragons! Oh, retreat. It seems unlikely. We will go to see things here, Chris. Fall back and help the others guard the wall. They mean to defeat us with sheer numbers, then. Well, it's a good thing I can't count.
No holding back.
defeat their champion at all costs! My God, it feels like 2.0 all, feels like OG 2.5 all over again. Let's move in. The second ward has fallen. Fall back. There's nothing left to be done here. Damn it all! We can't outrun them all! Ada and I have matters here well in hand. Chris, you must go and see to the final ward. Dragoons, to arms! Get the enemy no quarter! Thank you, Scion. He will not fail. They will know the wrath of the Azure Dragoon! Hold your ground! Should this barrier fall, Ishgard will be awash in flame!
Know your folly.
Okay, we've already beaten, yeah, this is taking longer than an average OG 2.5. Hold nothing back! Our enemy is not without weakness. Keep it up! Come what may, we must hold on. Stand clear. Look out! This is the end. The final ward is weakened. Hurry, we must end this now! Oh, damn! Damn this infernal heat! We're almost there. Man, that was pretty epic. Whew. The dragons are withdrawing! Victory is ours! Ooh, nice. Different cutscene. One of Nidhogg's greatest champion. Slain. Horde will not soon recover from the blow. What of you, Nidhogg? Why did you not join your minions and make of this battle a slaughter? Have you grown so fond of the stench of your lair? Mayhap you prefer to have your allies fight your battles for you. You have a girl to do your bidding now, do you not? No matter. I shall slay Iceheart. All the rest. I yearn to spill the blood of a grand worm, Nidhogg, and only your death will sate my lance. Alright, let's talk with Alphino. Chris, the dragons are routed. Lest you wonder, the fighting at the Steel Vigil was also fierce, but my crystal braves were not found wanting. Commander Levalier, Chris, true to your word, you arrived to aid us in our hour of need. On behalf of the Holy See and the people of Ishgard, I offer you my humble thanks. Though I would stay and lavish you with well-deserved praise, I fear I must away to oversee the aftermath of the siege. Not all the dragons are fled, and there are yet wounded to be carried from the field. Pray, let us meet anon, that I might express my thanks with proper courtesy. We have indeed achieved a victory of singular importance. With the Dravanian horde thus weakened and scattered, the threat to Ishgard has been greatly diminished. And mayhap equally significant, the Holy See must now recognize the necessity of cooperation with foreign powers. Long have they barred their gates against the outside world, but I am confident that the day will soon come when Ishgard proclaims itself a member of the Eorzean Alliance once more. Much have we sacrificed in our struggles against dragons and primals, the Ascians and the Empire. But step by unfaltering step, we march ever nearer to our goal. And as ever, the journey is made with you in the van. The victory you have won this day gives us greater hope for the morrow. It is a hope that shall sustain us in the days to come, and bear us past the many evils that yet seek to hinder our progress. Yes, we have done well, my friend, and I, for one, would take a moment to savor the enormity of our achievement. The demands of duty, however, allow me little time for levity. I must accompany Captain Ilberd back to Uldar and reassign those braves whose squad suffered heavy losses. You, my friend, have earned a rest at the Rising Stones. Pray, return to Revenant's Toll and share your tale with Minfilia in person. We will see to informing the other nations of what took place here. Do be sure to give our regards to Minfilia. I really wish they would have shortened 2.5, but oh well.
Chris! Welcome back! Alphino sent word of the siege, and of course of the role you played in ending it. Your deeds never cease to amaze me, Chris. Thank you.
Alright, we are going to take a quick break, and we will be back with more. If you're watching on Twitch, stay tuned. If you're watching on YouTube, here are the links provided. See you in a bit.